There's a saying, discipline equals freedom, by Jocko Willink. The man wrote books on it. The idea behind it is, how do you take that concept, apply it to your everyday life, and make it where it actually works for you? And something that I've figured out for me and my schedule and how I needed to learn things was, I set a timer on my phone every 30 minutes. I even went as far as every 15 minutes just to understand how much time I was wasting. There's always things that are going to be pulling me away from the task that I've got to do. I've got other agents that need time. They need questions answered. I've got admin staff that need certain things answered. Addition to all of the things that I've got to do. All of these things require time every single day. And I'm going to show you how to learn about yourself, what you do, and how to correct the habits that you want to break. We're about to get into it. So if you're anything like a real estate agent, a normal real estate agent loses somewhere around 21 hours out of their entire week on distraction. And that's just someone who comes in, does their job, makes their phone calls, does their things, and then gets caught up on TikTok or gets caught up on Instagram or gets caught up on answering posts on Facebook or whatever it may be. They may get caught up in a conversation that they don't need to be having. Does this sound like anybody you know? If it does, this is not your fault. You're just caught up in all the things that are designed to pull you away from yourself. But what is your fault is the things that you allow to happen and then don't stop. And I'm going to show you how you can break that down into your schedule and your daily life, and how to be able to pull yourself out of the rut, out of the time vampires, out of all of the things that take away your time. So what is this thing I keep talking about? So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about a time audit. And yes, a genuine audit of your time. And a lot of people are like, how the heck am I going to do that? I got so many things going on, whatever. It's simple. And the way that I'm going to explain this and break it down to you, it literally just takes a couple minutes with you and Siri, or you and whatever robot AI that you have, to set up your time and to set up your alarms for every 30 or 15 minutes, depending on how serious you want to get with this, to start learning where you're wasting your time. There's so many things that we waste our time on. They need to be exposed. They need to be pulled out of your day. The best way that I can show you how to do this is to literally time audit everything that you do for an entire week, and then reevaluate all of those times where you write everything down and say, oh man, I've wasted a lot of time on this. Or simply upload it to ChatGPT, all the notes that you did, and then guess what happens? You upload it, ChatGPT is going to say, hey bro, you are really slacking on this, and this. And then you can even, if you wanted to take it out of your way completely, have ChatGPT break it down, tell you what to do, and then fix it. Now, the time audit. The time audit is literally setting an alarm on your phone every 30 minutes. From the time that you wake up, so let's say that you wake up at 4:30, then you would then set it at 5. You would set it at 5:30, 6, and so on and so forth, all the way up until you go to bed. And then so what this is going to do is, this alarm is going to go off. And when that alarm goes off, you stop exactly what you're doing. You stop the conversation that you're in. You stop doing anything that you're doing at that moment. Take a piece of paper out or your notes app and jot down what you just did for the last 30 minutes. If it was productive work, write it down. If it's working on the computer, what were you doing on that computer? If it was on your phone, write down what you were doing on your phone. And then you will do this every time that alarm goes off. And eventually, you'll get to the end of the day. And I wouldn't even recommend looking at that yet. Just keep doing it. Do it for another day. Ideally, you want to get up to about 3 days so you can see habits. 5 days is the best possible scenario. You're going to get everything you do in a normal week. If you wanted to push it out for 2 weeks, good on you. That's going to even help even further. But this is going to give you a solid baseline of where all of the time goes in your week. It's going to reveal all the dead time. It's going to reveal all the bottlenecks in your week. It's going to expose all of the wasted time throughout your week. And then now the next piece to this whole process, let's say you do this for an entire week. At the end of that week, you can now either A, take photos of those notes that you had, screenshot them, however you want to do it. You can upload it to ChatGPT if you want to go the AI route, and have it expose all of the times that you wasted and have it label it. You'll be able to break it down that way. And then if you want to continue with the AI, you can just let it tell you where you need to make adjustments, how you need to make those adjustments, and then what you need to do when you find yourself falling back into those habits. That's going to be an easy way to run that. If you go the route of handling this by yourself, I'm going to recommend you do three things. I want you to look at the actual tasks that you complete. If you own your own business, this is going to be very, very important that you do. One, I want you to label all the tasks that you would consider a $10 task. That's going to be admin, that's going to be ordering stuff, paperwork, checking your inboxes, whatever that may be for you and your business, label it a $10 an hour task. The next piece is going to be $100 tasks. These are going to be your follow-ups, your phone calls, reaching out to past clients, whatever that may be for you and your business, label it. Label it a $100 task. Your third tier of tasks, which are $1,000 an hour tasks for people in real estate or higher sales, this is what you want to focus on. These are the things that drive your business forward, drive your sales forward, drive your income forward. All of these things are going to be prospecting, recruiting, coaching, any of those things that you need to focus on and that actually need you and your focus. Those are those $1,000 tasks. Those are the things that you need to be able to focus on throughout your entire business. We can hire out the $10 task. We can hire out the $100 task. The purpose of this is to show you where you're wasting time, but also to show you the principles of business. The principles of business are to highlight the most important things that you need to do. This is a very important principle that you will see any high-level successful person preach. Focus on what you've got to do, the things that are not replaceable for you, and you need to hammer those. You need to be an expert at those. You need to do everything you can to focus on those tasks. Now, let's break into the waste of time. All the days where you wake up and you're like, man, I'm going to crush today. And then you get into your bed and you're like, man, what the heck happened today? These are the days where you, more than likely, did not put your phone on Do Not Disturb, scrolled social media, allowed your door to be open 24/7 when you're working, let me just check this, let me just check that, the vague task list that you set up for yourselves, the back-to-back meetings that have no purpose. For me, when I first got into this business, I was so caught up on doing everything, or I didn't label things specifically, and I didn't label when I needed to finish these tasks, or whatever it is. I didn't time block. I didn't focus what was on my calendar. I was just going through my day, and whatever popped up, I was just juggling that. There was two mentors told me, learn to time block, Addison, because you're not going to go anywhere if you don't. And that was probably the most important thing that I needed to hear at the time. And a lot of this came from that. And then even that mentor showed me a lot of this stuff and even told me to run these tasks. And I applied it to my life. I fixed the things that I needed to fix. And now ultimately, I still have these moments where I've got to go back through this. The more that you can eliminate the smaller task or eliminate the waste of time, the more you will be in a flow state, which if you listen to Alex Hormozy, basically everything he does, from the earplugs to the dark room to locking himself in a closet, all of the things that he does is to stay in a flow state. If you can be in a flow state, you're going to get more work done. And it's hard to be in a flow state when you have vague tasks or people barging into your office or whatever it may be. The purpose of this audit, at the very end of it, after you've gone through all of the smaller aspects of the task and you really get down to it, it's here to expose the wasted time and the things that pull you away from flow state, and then to allow you to optimize how much time you can spend in that flow state. And I know personally that if you genuinely apply this to your life, you're going to learn how to manage your time better. And this is a more direct application to you getting better with your time, because I was horrible with it when I first started. You're also going to learn how to manage your time from other people. And I'm guilty of it to this day. We've gotten into a really good culture here at the office that I've sometimes forget that I've got to apply these measures. And so for me, running this probably almost every 6 months, I would probably say would be the best opportunity for you to be able to optimize as you grow. So I hope that you actually do this. And if you do this and it is working, or you're running your alarms or whatever, tag me in. You can tag me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. I want to know that it's working. And so if it does work for you, I would love to hear about it. You can message me, you can comment, you can do whatever you want to do to reach out to me. I love when other people are successful and they are getting some opportunity. And that's ultimately why I'm doing this. If I can help anybody grow in their business, whether they're 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, learning their business and learning how to grow a business like I did when I was 18, I had to learn the hard way. I'm hoping that I can pass on some of this information to the younger generation and they can apply it and learn that bell curve and get to where they're trying to go. So if this is beneficial, let me know. Let us know. We love feedback. We love knowing that this is working. And if there's anything I can do to help out further, let me know. That's what we're here for. Talk to you soon.